If I told you in 2018 that the Houston Rockets would trade 2018 MVP James Harden, averaging 36 points a game, for Kelly Olynyk, Avery Bradley, and a first-round pick for James Harden, you would call me crazy. And today in this video, I will be talking about the downfall of the Houston Rockets and how they need to get lucky this year. But first of all, let's take a look at the Rockets a couple years back. Houston Rockets a couple years ago, they almost beat the super team Warriors in the playoffs. Not once, but twice. Their main pieces were Clint Capella, Eric Gordon, Chris Paul, and then, of course, James Harden. Two off seasons ago, the Houston Rockets traded Chris Paul and 4 first-round picks to Oklahoma for Russell Westbrook. Houston wanted this move. They wanted to make this move so that Harden can have a star and Harden would want to stay somewhere. Fast forward to the start of this season, the Rockets signed Christian Wood and DeMarcus Cousins this offseason, 2 big moves. But then they traded Russell Westbrook for John Wall. And after a while, James Harden decided to request a trade. The Houston Rockets were 11-10 at this point, looking to make the play-in tournament as a 7, 8, 9, 10 seed, whatever. And then they waived DeMarcus Cousins, and they made a 4-way trade, sending James Harden to the Brooklyn Nets, Jared Allen to the Cleveland Cavaliers, Victor Oladipo to the Rockets, and Caris LeVert to the Pacers. This move just eliminated Houston's playoff chances. The Rockets went on a 20-game losing streak, and at the trade deadline, traded Victor Oladipo to the Miami Heat for Kelly Olynyk, Avery Bradley, and a first-round pick. So basically, you can say they traded James Harden for Olynyk, Bradley, and a first-round pick. That is not very good, and this is why the Houston Rockets need to get lucky this year. The Rockets made a trade with the Thunder, and now Houston has a top 3 protected pick. So basically what that means is when the draft lottery comes, if that pick gets top 3, Houston keeps it, which is what they want. But anything lower, and that pick goes to Oklahoma, so 4, 5, 6 goes to Oklahoma. And this would make Houston have only pick 20. So this is kind of crazy because the Rockets have a very rough future. They have one player under 20, Kevin Porter Jr. That's it. Just one player under 25. And then they don't even have much first-round picks due to the Westbrook trade. And Houston does have the odds, though. They have a 52% chance of keeping that pick and a 48% chance of losing it. And to make Rockets fans even more miserable, they don't have many picks in the future due to the Westbrook trade. The thing about the Rockets, which is why they need to get lucky this year, the Houston Rockets are a different type of bad. Let's take a look at the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are bad, but they have nice young pieces there. Russell, Edwards, Towns, and teams like the Thunder. They're bad, but they have 34 first-round picks, and Shea. But the Rockets, Kevin Porter is their only young player. I don't think Kevin Porter can lead the Rockets to a ring, and not much picks in the future. So that's why the Houston Rockets must get lucky, and they have to keep their draft pick this year. Because if they lose it, they're going to have a rough future. Now, there's one way that the Rockets can get good, and that is through free agency. Kind of like the 2015 Brooklyn Nets. This was their team in 2015, but then in the free agency the last 2 years, they signed Durant, Irving, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, and LaMarcus Aldridge. I know he retired, but that's besides the point. They signed him. However, Houston's not a very big spot for free agents, and I don't like Houston's odds of becoming a Brooklyn 2.0. So, Houston fans, you better pray that you get lucky. You pull that 4-leaf clover, and you better pray that your pick gets in the top 3 so you can draft the next star, or Houston fans are going to have a miserable, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I don't know. Houston fans are going to be miserable, let's just say that. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up my video. Be sure to subscribe, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.